Good afternoon, everyone. Gabe Velazquez here with you, transparenttrading-solutions.com. This is our market recap for Friday, April 28th. Welcome, everybody. Hope everybody had a good trading week. Let's get right into it. Last Tuesday, I had some technical difficulties. My thing froze up and I couldn't get it going. So hopefully we get through the whole session again today. Let me adjust my camera here real quick. There we go. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so let's get into it, everybody. So just to recap the week, basically, or the month actually, for that matter, right? We basically went from the bottom of the range to the top of the range, ended up the month. Literally all the S&P, the NASDAQ, right at the top end of the range that's been ongoing now since January, really. So, obviously the Meta earnings kicked the whole thing off. That was, by the way, after we had a scare again with the banks and as you recall on what was it? It was Wednesday, right? Or actually Tuesday was, we had a push down. Looked like the markets were going to break down, and then Meta comes out and blows it out. That was a big reversal. So that's actually what caused it. Kind of a mixed bag. Meta did really well, Microsoft, and then Google kind of mixed bag. Amazon disappointed yesterday. It was actually up pretty sharply and then gave it all back. But to next week, we've got Apple on Thursday, and we got a big Fed meeting. So, but all in all, still for all intents and purposes, the S&P right around 4,200. You can see that was actually the high we made on the 18th. Mid-month in April, we came all the way back down about 120 points. We're right back up again. We are right again on the cusp of break. Whether we break out this time around, I've been expecting a breakout, as you know. I mean, I thought we had to break down, but clearly that was a false break. And now we're right back to the top end of the range. One thing, again, we've got the VIX sitting at 16, which is at, like 3-year lows. And I've been talking to my members and saying, well, just because the VIX is at that low, does that mean that the market is going to sell off? Not necessarily. Could actually mean a new regime. Maybe we go into a low volatility kind of situation, which we had back in 2018, 2019, back in the 90s. So that, again, don't fall into necessarily that just because the VIX is down at 17 or 16 that the market's going to fall off. Yes, it's complacency. Yes, volatility is low. And perhaps maybe the Fed comes out swinging again on Wednesday and this thing shoots right back down again. Either way, it doesn't surprise me. Got to be prepared for everything as traders. So let's get into the charts. Really 4,200, we're right up against that right now. There are some levels on top on the S&P that I'm looking at, possibly shorting opportunities all the way around there's a gap at 42.25. Then above that, 42.50. That would be some areas to look at. The rally left some nice areas, again, back down to 4,100 to go long if we do pull back, which we probably will at some point. Because I do believe we're still going to be largely range trading. We're still not out of the woods with interest rates, inflation still high, and so on and so forth. So that really sums it up, 4,100, 4,200 as we go into the May, whether we break out. If we break out, there's probably some shorting opportunities higher. I don't think it's going to be off to the races or anything like that. So those are the levels I'm looking at. 42.21, check it out. There's a gap up there on the S&P. NASDAQ clearly the winner this week, also because of the obvious, Meta and Microsoft. Really, the other two, as you know, in fact, Amazon was down today, but we're looking at 13,400 on the top of the range on that. in the NASDAQ, 13,372 is a level, but the big one actually comes in above that, uh, around 13,500. So, we are coming up to some really significant daily distribution supply zones coming up here. And then on the bottom end, that was clearly a break below that 13K, which we've been talking about. I've been writing about it on the newsletter. And that was a false break. Clearly, we were looking at some levels down around 12,800 to get long and came up a little bit shy. So that's kind of where we're at there. Coincidentally, I have a class coming up on Wednesday talking about, basically qualifying some of these levels. A lot of folks have been getting blown out lately because they're either chasing, or even when the market sold off earlier, then they go and try to sell against, levels too far down the curve, and they get blown out. So I'm going to do a presentation on Wednesday. If you want to join me, go click the link below. That's going to be Wednesday, 4 Pacific. It's a free class. We'll talk about, again, bears reminding, especially in this environment, what constitutes quality. Okay, so and